Hey, welcome to the Arrowhead Addict podcast. We're glad to have you on. I know that Chiefs Kingdom is excited to hear some answers to some questions and just kind of check in, see how you're doing in the aftermath of the season. Clyde, we want to start out. We know you're doing some promo here for you're working with Sleep Number. It's around a foundation that's for your sister. Would love to give you the chance to kind of share what they're doing with your sister's legs and catch us up on the work that they're doing with you.
So Sleep Number is helping me with my little sister's foundation, making muscles for Maddie. She was born with muscular dystrophy, and Sleep Number has pretty much been my backbone throughout the entire process, pretty much starting up this in honor of her. Literally everything I do is me watching her, and she's not able to do the things that I absolutely love. For me, wanting to grow up and do CrossFit and do those, and play football and do the whole 9 yards. I not necessarily sit and watch her not do anything, but just knowing that her muscle development and everything that she wants to do, she can't do it to the full potential that she thinks she is doing. So for the most part, I can only thank Sleep Number for helping me with this process and helping me pretty much get this out and spread that voice. So I appreciate them. And then honestly, with Sleep Number, everything really started with recovery and performance and my body. So Sleep Number has been helping me recover and get the best sleep that I can possibly get. I know this year I dealt with 2 injuries that held me out of some major games, and just the capability of Sleep Number bed, being able to adjust the bed in multiple ways, was able to flush my body and get me back on the field. And then most importantly, just with the sleep IQ and everything, just understanding everything with sleep. One of my best sleep nights was before the Dallas Cowboys game, and I had one of my best Sleep Number scores, and I went out and had a great game. So as far as corresponding with sleep, I mean, everybody tries to tell you, oh man, sleep is the best thing, and then you get older and get all this technology around. You got your phone to tell you how great you're sleeping, and you're gonna go out there and ball. So Sleep Number's been great with that, great with my recovery, great with my everyday life and overall health. So they've been killing it and helping me do everything that I want to aspire to do. So I appreciate y'all for even letting me, spread that and get that out, bro.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, for those who want to find out more about your sister's foundation, where can they go to find that information?
So it's going to be www.makingmusclesformaddie.com. Maddie is Maddee. So not the Y, but like normal usually. Yeah, I don't know. My mom tried to be a little different, so making that a little difficult. But other than that, that's it. So anything, any support, just being able to just voice their opinion on muscular dystrophy. Going to those camps and everything in the summer, spending time with those kids, you start to realize, life and being able to do the simple things like just talk to y'all and do simple motions. It's something that's cherished. So, it's one of those things that I'm really behind, especially for kids. So I appreciate y'all.
Well, thank you for coming on, Clyde. I do have to ask, I know a lot of people were wondering that touchdown against the Steelers, you were hit by 2 dudes. You stayed on your feet. You just push them to the side, easy touchdown. But then the emotion you showed after, that was the most emotion I've ever seen from you since you've been in Kansas City. Can you walk us through that?
Man, so that week was my running back coach, Greg Lewis was not in the building that week. It was COVID and the whole 9 yards. So it was crazy. And so Eric Bieniemy was the running back coach, the OC, and he was the running back coach outside and the OC. So he was doing a lot, and he had a lot going on. He told me something early in the week. He was like, man, there's going to be a time in this game where you're going to, have to do something that's literally going to lean us one way or the other. And when we put that play in, everybody was like, man, that's either do or die. Like, either when we run this play, we either get in the end zone or we never gonna run this play again. And when I went in, we called the play. I'm like, oh man, the pressure, huh? And that was pretty much how everything ended up panning out. I remember seeing a down block and then just a linebacker and then a D lineman. I'm like, oh, I don't think two people are supposed to be there. I think I was supposed to have one. So, wasn't expecting the two, but usually I feel like I could deal with one. But before I knew it, man, I got the ball, bit my mouthpiece, and hope for the best.
Man.
Survival of the fittest, and and then the angle was, man, my mom and my brother and them, they sit in section 230, and it's literally right at the angle of that end zone and that score. So it was like, yeah, like I was, yeah, it felt good, bro. It felt good.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, Clyde, you had the learning curve last year with the rookie season, but then when Brett Veach decides to rebuild the entire offensive line, like, does that feel like another big learning curve? I'd love to hear your perspective as, sort of this lead back that would have all of that changed again. And then coming into this year, like, what was that like for you? And maybe how was that different from the beginning of the season until January? The
way I kind of looked at it, I didn't see myself as far as like being completely, I don't want to say just like honed in on, oh, this is who we have as the O-line, because I was drafted into that year coming in. And then that's when I started to watch film on, the previous year before and the guys who I was going to play with going into my rookie season. And for me, it was kind of, once we revamped, it was kind of like going into another rookie season just with a new O-line. So it was like, okay, get in, get to know these guys, figure out kind of where each guy came from. I already knew, Trey Smith was trying to get him at LSU when we both came out 17. We played Creed, and I remember in the playoffs at Oklahoma, watched Joe Tooney, growing up. He was playing with the Pats and everything else, and Orlando was a younger guy, but with Baltimore, and then I had PQ over there, so I knew about Orlando already. So everything was kind of like I could kind of pinpoint and see how everything was going. And throughout the whole process, every time we got someone, I was kind of implementing. I wouldn't say I picked, but it was as soon as we got someone, it's like, look, man, we're doing this not only for patent and throw the ball, but we're doing this to run the ball and get those things and help the entire offense. So it was one of those things that I was excited about because, I mean, just like it was new to me, it was new to those guys. Honestly, having a running back, probably this stature and this running style. So everything's new. You learn as you go. And then, I mean, we got to the playoffs. Didn't get to where we wanted to be, but I mean, for the most part, it started to pan out once we were kind of getting everything knocked off. Once we got to the middle of the season, all of everything started to smooth out, bro.
We all, as analysts and fans, like to say, this guy does this the best, or this guy, he's a phenomenal pass catcher. But in your words, because we're wrong, right? We're wrong. We're not there.
Yeah. Most definitely. Always wrong. Always.
But in your words, what do you think your best attribute is? What do you hang your hat on? What is it?
I would say, I wouldn't even say it's skill set. Honestly, I would say my best attribute is the fact that I disappear behind the line. And then the things that I do after when I appear, that's what makes me different. It's when he does pop out from in between the tackles, I could lower my shoulder if I have to. I could be in a little bitty area like this and find my way out of it. Or if I got 6 people on my back, then it's like, okay, cool, let's go for another 10 yards. And at that point, that's when I'm like, it's like a Swiss Army knife. I don't know exactly what I would say that's my best attribute, because I feel like if you need me to do something in that time span, I'm able to do it. And I feel like that's my best attribute. And that's why I was, I was the first guy taken off the board when I was taken. We just got to, figure out getting the ball and then, injuries and everything else. And then we can display the things that we need to display and just let that be shown. So we all know, what it is. It just gotta be seen. And I can sit here and I can say it, but we all know it needs to be displayed. And I'm a guy of straight, what you get is what you see is what you get. So I know it's one of those things that I have to go out and do, but I also feel like I don't pinpoint and put myself in one category. And that's just running the ball. There have been times that we've thrown the ball, and I've came down with the ball. People are like, oh, man, he can catch. And it's like, man, I set an SEC record at running back for catches. So it's another thing that I feel is a good thing and good for me. I can catch the ball, I can run the ball, whatever we do, I'm all for it, and I can do it.
Hey, Clyde, this is going to be an interesting offseason because the room that you're in could really thin out with guys hitting free agency. And, who knows what's going to happen with Daryl? Who knows what's going to happen with Jarek? Like, how are you viewing this offseason? It could mean more for you, a lot of changes. I guess, like what's your thoughts on the upcoming offseason and for the running back room and these guys who've been your friends and teammates?
Man, honestly, about to break the internet with this one. So this will be actually my first offseason being able to do a full training regimen. After the Super Bowl last year, the first Thursday in March, I had a gallbladder surgery. My gallbladder completely stopped working. I got down to about 160 pounds. And then before I knew it, my first time of getting a rep, catching a football from the Super Bowl was the first OTA practice. Didn't run, didn't do anything all the way up until that point, and then was still dealing with stitches and recovery over the course of the summer. So went out and still had fall camp and did the whole 9 yards. So, and even before that was no break. And then, it was straight from a national championship, straight into training and going into straight to football. So being able to pinpoint, I've been able to talk to guys, talk to a lot of vets, and actually get my off season planned and scheduled and work on the things that I feel like I needed to work on, injury prevention things, just pretty much do the whole everything that I felt like I should have been and able to do last year. Instead of recovering from a surgery or a stomach surgery, I feel like I should have been training. So this year, completely healthy, dealing with that, and now I feel like this off season is going to be perfect for me to kind of do the things that I need to do to have the season that I feel like I should have.
Clyde, we appreciate it so much. Thank you for spending some time with us.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you to Sleep Number for helping us out, getting you on here.
Most definitely. Sleep Number making it happen.
Yeah, one more time, where can people go to help donate and help for your sister?
So the foundation is Making Muscles for Maddie, and the website is www.makingmusclesformaddie.com, and Maddie is Maddee for the correct spelling. So again, I appreciate y'all, and thank y'all for having me on, man.
Thanks so much, Clyde. We appreciate it.
All right, thank y'all.